Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Ready Up Gaming Podcast. The episode 40, the prolonged episode 40 is back. Me and Bobby, we actually didn't go away. Well, we kind of did, but we went to YouTube for a while and tried to make our own videos, which we did, but fuck editing, it takes absolutely yonks to do. So we're back, 2024. I wanted to just record some new episodes. So, Bobby, what's it like to be back? The ball bearded bruiser, Bobby Boucher, guys.
Oh, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back. I actually really did miss talking about video games like at a proper level rather than over WhatsApp chat.
You just said now I want to do the podcast again. I went right, okay. But
you know what you're like though? You get super horny over things and then you move on. And then you move on and then you move on.
Podcast is different. Like the end of the day, it's like a book club, you know. Fair enough, you want people to listen, but at the same stage, I more want to just talk about games anyway. So if the people listening like it, fantastic. If not, no harm done.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot's changed since we even last spoke. The last time we actually spoke was about The Last of Us Part 2 remaster, which we put on the YouTube channel, which is actually out in 2 days, isn't it? 3 days?
No, it's
Thursday?
19th?
19th? Friday
18th,
then?
18th?
So,
yeah, something like that. Thursday or Friday, that's out.
So from announcement to release, so a lot's changed. In that time frame, let's cover a few things. I bought the Oculus Quest 3. That was back in October. I've kept it as well.
Yep, surprisingly.
I primarily use it for just fitness, maybe once or twice a week. Without the fitness, it would be long gone, I'll tell you that right now. I rebought an Xbox.
You did?
I plan on selling an Xbox.
There's actually been a lot of things bought and not a lot sold.
Not a lot sold, there's pending. I got the Steam Deck OLED, which is my baby. We both did, which is the baby. Actually switches out the window to fund the Steam Deck OLED, right. Which I actually missed the Switch, by the way. And then obviously recently we got the PS Portal, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a second anyway. But my gaming has changed completely. Like Deck and Portal has been kind of where I've been at for the past 2 months now, and I'm loving life. What about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us been troubleshooting on the Steam Deck side of things for me. Like,
yeah.
But, I mean, a lot of my gaming has been remote play recently.
I'm just I love handheld. Like the TV's been on, and I've just been playing on the Portal and the Deck, kind of jumping back and forth. So yeah, and also to kind of add on to this, which we're going to get into later, is Bobby, who convinced me and told me and Kieran, by the way, that there's under no circumstance will he ever play Final Fantasy VII original. Has finished Final Fantasy VII original.
Yeah. Which I still don't believe. I still don't believe I've done it.
Yeah. So look, what we'll do, we'll get into this because you have notes that you went and thankfully made. So we'll do a brief recap of last year of kind of the top 3 games. We'll not take too long on it. And then talk about what we're looking forward to this year, and then we'll get into the news, what we've been playing. We'll talk about the Portal and so on, our impressions of those. But last year I actually started categorizing, actually making note of what I beat and scoring it.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this on Letterboxd, my films. So you obviously wrote in what's my top 3 games, and without thinking of it, I can just look at it and say, actually, you know what? Well, this is what I scored it. So we'll let you start. I've talked for the past 3 minutes. So Bobby, what's your top 3 games of last year and why?
Top 3. So I think at the start of the year, I said the Spider-Man 2, there's absolutely no way that it's not going to be my game of the year.
Yeah, you and your fucking, I tell you, it's your definitive answers. If no,
I thought they would have nailed it. I really did. I really thought they would have nailed Spider-Man and nailed Venom, but to me, they didn't. It still made it into my top 3. I say it would be number 3 for me.
I need a replay in the future, but I don't know. I just felt like meh on it.
I felt like the pacing was off a wee bit throughout the story. I felt like it started off like really good, with the whole Harry dynamic with him. But then after that, once the Venom kind of got introduced into it, I actually felt like it went a wee bit downhill and a wee bit too gamey.
Yeah, felt padded.
Yeah,
so, like the enemies and shit. So we'll start backwards. So your number 3 is Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a wee bit. So actually, one of my probably my top rated games this year are games that I've played that weren't from the year.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, that would be a different list.
So I want to give out some shout outs on games that I played this year. Gabriel 93, which is a point and click adventure game from 1999 that I played growing up. Very memorable. Loved it. Love my replay of that. Metroid Prime Remaster. I don't know. I wouldn't count it. I don't feel like I can
Yeah, I
count
mean,
it
like
as a release.
in the game, like Resi 4 remake and Dead Space remake, like both absolutely in my
Yeah.
top games of the year. Like, but I don't feel like I want to count them because they are remakes, even though like
Okay.
they are like built from the ground up.
Well, I
But
would rate Metroid Prime's a remaster. I think remakes can count. I think a full remake can
they
count.
can. I mean, like, wasn't it? Resi was in the game of the year, the Achilles, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it
I think
was.
you can. I think we should be able to count the remakes because they do change it somewhat. So, but remaster Metroid Prime, I scored it a 4 out of 5, and the 5 is the highest that we give. And an also shout out, Devil May Cry 3 got a 4. I fucking loved that game. Bobby, that was ones for you to play. I think you would love the Devil May Cry series.
Yeah.
And a 4.5/5. It's a Sakura, which is probably a 5, but
That's
I
a
don't want to
5, mate.
be.
That is a 5. That is the best game
No,
I've
but I don't
played
want
this
to be
year.
like, yeah.
100%.
But so the top 4 in no particular order, right? So we've got Descent, get a 4. And Descent, if anyone doesn't know, it's like a climbing fucking weird indie game. It's about 4 hours long, and I absolutely loved it. I give it a 4 out of 5, which
Videos
is
on the YouTube as well, by the way, if you want to
it
check
was on
that
the
out.
YouTube. Fantastic. And a Resident Evil 4,
Yeah,
I would say
phenomenal.
came in 3rd place. If I'm going to be okay, I would say Resident Evil 4 is 3rd place. And I wasn't too high on it. Like, I give it a 4. I think Resident Evil 2 is a 4.5. I think it's a much better game, personally. But yeah. So
That's where
what
we
was your thoughts
disagree.
on Resident Evil?
I would prefer Resi 4 over 2 because I went on a wee bit of a Resi binge this year as well. Actually, I done Village, done 4, and then straight after 4, jumped into 2 and 3.
I think what knocks it for me is I have played Resi 4 so many times, at least
Yeah.
a good portion of it, whereas Resident Evil 2, I hadn't probably even touched it since PS1. So I think it's just in my head, it's kind of, I think it's just it's a tighter game, isn't it? Really, it's I like the kind of puzzle aspects of Resident Evil. You don't?
I don't. I actually felt like, especially in the PlayStation, the puzzles really let it down for me. For me
I
personally,
love it.
I
Yeah,
love
see,
the
and that's
horror though. The horror in Resi 2 was fantastic. Like, I think they really like nailed the atmosphere and stuff and the tone of
you
it
see
all. But
Mr. X walking after you.
yeah,
Oh,
like, I mean, I shit myself like when he was
God.
just chasing you. You go around the corner and he just fucking just that slow fast walk.
Oh, mate, fucking fantastic game. At least the first part I actually liked it. I didn't even mind the sewers and stuff, but it's 2 is a great game. Where would you kind of put Resident Evil 4 on your radar?
But I think like for the year, it would maybe be in the top 3 if I was to include. I would say I wasn't including remakes, but if it was, I would probably get into the 3 mark and
Yeah.
push Spider-Man out.
Okay, so what's number 2, Bobby?
Number 2,
We might agree on this. Actually, we don't. I don't know if we'll agree.
but we don't, because this isn't in your top 3. It's Starfield.
Oh fuck no.
Yeah.
Well, no, I actually say fuck no. I think Starfield would be good on the deck from the PC. I think
I tried it on the deck with the PC, so there's through the Moonlight streaming, and it was fucking phenomenal. Max everything, 90 FPS. I
Yeah.
actually did get the tingle to go back and play it this week, but I'm going to wait because there is DLC coming out this year, so I think I might wait and then just go in at that point. But like, I know Starfield's very mixed for everybody. A lot of people love it, a lot of people don't like it. I
Mhm.
absolutely loved it. It did take a while to actually get into it. It was when I started doing the main faction quests. There's like 4 main side quests, but they're faction ones, like similar to in Skyrim. You would have had, like, the Thieves Guild and stuff.
Yeah.
So them big ones, they were phenomenal. Like, the story in it was absolutely incredible. I know you done like a wee bit of one of them involved the Tower Morse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
they've done like
the
the
way
first
it,
one.
yeah, the way it just kind of unravels and unfolds out was absolutely phenomenal. There's one where you have to either choose to infiltrate the pirates or you can join them. It's incredible. And then the way the main story goes and the way it all kind of it loops around in the new game plus is just phenomenal.
Yeah, because I find I'm actually enjoying a lot more different types of games on the portal rather than sitting on a TV. And I'm not obviously if that was 60 FPS on the OLED, I'd probably be more willing to play it. But I think it's just PC and shit I haven't played on, then 30 on Xbox. I don't think I have the greatest choice, but Moonlight would be quite cool. So
It would be.
I'm not I can't knock it. I haven't really given it too much for what it is. But number 2 for me, Jedi Survivor.
Nice. See, that was one that was kind of on my mind going in, but I think it was the performance kind of let it down for me at the time.
Yeah. And I think you look over time and you maybe knock it as well a wee bit. I think when you do play a game, like I was Spider-Man 2 actually rated higher originally, and then over time you think it worse. And I actually beat Crisis Core this year, 2024.
Yeah.
And I just looked at it and I was like, I give that a 3. I just scored that a 3.5 because in my head it's actually, I'm like, you know what, that was great. But yeah, Jedi Survivor, I'd say a 4. I thought it was probably better than Resident Evil 4 for me. The gameplay done enough, performance was shit, but supposedly it's fixed now. And I know when I probably do go back to play it, it'll be a lot better of a game.
Yeah, that's one I actually do want to platinum at some point. I
Your,
really
what's your
enjoyed it.
second?
That is my sure Starfield was the second.
Oh, that is your second. So,
Yeah.
what's your
Number
first?
one. Lies of P.
Oh,
Number 1 game of the year. Absolutely took me by surprise of how good this fucking game was. And this is the game
I need to
that
beat it. Have a
when we were
proper.
talking about it, and you'd actually played it before me, and you compared it. You said it's better than Bloodborne, and then you went back on that like you usually do. But it was absolutely phenomenal. I think it nailed FromSoft. If like you told me that this was ex FromSoft, a lot of people said this. I would believe it. It was absolutely incredible. The whole weapon system was fantastic. Being able to like mix and match, compare depending on your build. The weapon break thing, when you're blocking, if you get the perfect block quite a few times on an enemy, there are weapon breaks. I loved all that there. I thought the enemy design was fantastic. It was a wee bit too handholdy in terms of the shortcuts and stuff, which I didn't like. But apart from that, they're like absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait for the DLC and the sequel.
I think with myself, like I think I probably just burned myself out on because I went and played the first like 8 hours, and I went back and done the first 8 hours after. I messed up out on it, and then I took time off it. So
It's
I'm going
one
to go back. I
you
have
have to
plans
go
to go
back.
back to that.
You
Loads,
definitely
loads of
have to go
fun
back
and
to it.
that.
Loads of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was good.
yeah. Number one for me.
I know it's gonna be, and I hate you for it.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
fucking loser.
Phenomenal game. It's funny because I hated Breath of the Wild at launch, and then when I went back, it's like Elden Ring. It's kind of like, when you, and actually it's just something. So like, let's say you give your child a game, they're experiencing the kind of the systems and all for the first time, which is very like if you pick up a first person shooter, you understand how first person shooters work. But when you think back as a kid, whenever you first played Medal of Honor, there was nothing really like it at the time. Obviously there was, but like you were maybe getting new to shooters, so it's kind of like a new thing. Whereas because we played games for so long, you kind of are accustomed to how games will play no matter what you pick up and play. Whereas I think with Breath of the Wild being so different than kind of any open world, Elden Ring did the same, where I almost struggle to grasp how do you play this.
Yeah.
And it's always when I go back, I enjoy it more. So Tears of the Kingdom, obviously knowing what kind of way to play it, because I had a structure that I took from Breath of the Wild, I think that helped of just getting the shrines and stuff. But I think it wasn't a perfect game, but I think just comparatively, if I scored a few things higher, and I was like, no, I would rate this higher. I wouldn't give it a 5, but I said like a 4.5.
Yeah. See, where it let down for me was I wasn't kind of invested in the story, and I think a lot of that is for me personally. I don't like Link. He's just he's a silent protagonist. He always has been, but it's my first time playing like a Zelda game.
Yeah, I don't play the story either though. Like
Yeah,
it's
and
just
I would just I like it to be there, I suppose. But the dungeons let me down. The main dungeons, I
they're
was
shite.
expecting a wee bit more from them. It
The
was kind
shrines are
of
actually
the shrines would be the highlight with all the different game mechanics in it and all that kind of stuff. But the actual dungeons, I felt it was just the same. See the lead up with kind of going to the 4 main ones. It was the same kind of thing. You're going up. You're near enough getting the same kind of cutscene at the end, with the new person that you get, which kind of let it down for me. Could have ended at the castle. I think we both said that.
Oh fuck! It was the last bit was tedious, and but I think
the final
look, it
fight,
was perfect. Yeah.
the final fight was incredible.
Oh yeah, that was
With
fucking that. See that part before it though? Fuck me.
the part before it was tedious, like, but the actual final fight with what do you call him? Is
Ganon.
it Ganondorf or something?
Ganon, yeah.
It was class, like with the cutscenes and things like that. There's just the mechanics that they brought in with that ascend and stuff like that. There was just phenomenal.
I just hope they don't do another one in that style. I'm done with it. I'm like, right, move
I
on.
don't think they are. I think they're moving on. I think that's what they said. They're moving on from the kind of Breath of the Wild style, going to something different. But they'll 100% release this year with the Switch 2 with 60 FPS patch.
Yeah, but I think
And I might go back.
yeah, I'd probably go back for 60 patch. I think for me though, like the games that really stick out, Devil May Cry 3 is phenomenal to play. That's worth a shout. Sekiro, if you haven't played that. What else was there? Replay Pokemon's, the Final Fantasies. Fantasy 7, I scored a 4 out of 5. I'll be honest, I think that's maybe... See, I think maybe my scoring's maybe skewed because I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is probably a 4, but then I would say, okay, well, actually the rest have to get lowered down if I'm making it that. But yeah, that would be kind of my best game of the year. But yeah, so you've wrote down here and actually want to talk about it quickly. So what is your most anticipated this year?
Well, number one's the PS5 Pro. I'm starting off with
Okay,
console.
hardware.
Yeah, new hardware. I'll be day one on this. I'll be maybe night one if they're doing a midnight launch on it to make sure I get one.
Yeah, I think mine's maybe Switch too.
Yeah, see, that's another one. It's meant to be this year too. But the PS5, what I'm hoping from it is I don't want to see 30 FPS at all going forward.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
my main hope, and I don't know if that will be the case because I know a lot of people is just all about this ray tracing, better fidelity, and all that other kind of stuff. But I want the options to be 4K 60 or 120. That's what I want the options going forward to be.
Yeah, I would say that's fucking extremely high for the PS5 Pro.
Yeah, really, really hyped. And interesting now with all this remote play and stuff like that, they're just getting better fidelity from a console for the remote play through the DAC or the portal.
Give me an OLED portal,
Mhm.
120 hertz screen, and a Wi-Fi 6 connection. I'll be fucking happy. I'll be so good. Yeah, so the Switch 2 as well. So that's what, rumored for September.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that because there is a part up with that. So we'll maybe talk about that in a bit instead of touching on now. But that's something I'd be excited for. What about your games, Bobby?
Games is a tough one because that's what I actually texted in the other day saying like I don't know if I'm actually excited for anything. One I'm gonna go to, I don't even know if it's releasing this year. I'm hoping it is though, would be the Elden Ring DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow of the Erdtree, I think it's called. That would probably be my most anticipated in terms of games. Hellblade, I'm going to play Hellblade soon. To play Hellblade 2, hopefully, because Hellblade 2 looks phenomenal. But I wasn't really keen on the first one.
Portal, that job, yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably do it on PC, get the 90 FPS, kind of max it out, because that game was like phenomenal looking when it first came out, and the second one just looks fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy Rebirth, I don't know yet. I'm putting that on my maybe list because it depends whether I play remake or not. If I play remake and I enjoy it, I could see Rebirth being quite high on the list.
Have I put you off remake?
No, do you know what? I stuck it on the other night as well, and then I started seeing like the side quests and stuff pop up, and I was like, I really don't want to do any of this.
You can skip the side. If you're playing it, stick it on easy and just mainline it. You don't need the side quests are like so silly. There's not even a lot of them, but they're not really. They're good if you're wanting the kind of armor and stuff. Now, this is what I'll say, right? Because I have played remake twice, and I was doing it for a time, and I was playing on normal. It's like you do definitely lose something by playing games. Obviously, on easier certain times. Like it depends. I think RPGs really suffer.
Yeah, because the whole thing of RPG is like just finally leveling up, getting new gear, and being able to beat something you've maybe been stuck on.
Because there's a bit of satisfaction with that. Whereas I think for you anyway, remake, I would just say blast it and easy. With Rebirth, I'm gonna attempt normal, and if I get bored, I'm just gonna blast it because I don't want to obviously play something that makes me unhappy. But I think you'll like it. There's enough to kind of keep it fresh. It's not like a complete 1-to-1 with Final Fantasy 7, but because I've already know what's going to happen, it's like fucking tedious as hell for me. So I've moved on to another game which I'll touch on, and I'm loving life for that. But I'd be excited for Rebirth, very excited. But see with me anyway, see most of my games I look forward to. It's all either older games coming out again or just replaying old shit, which is different than you. Like, so if they said Metal Gear Solid 4 HD ported, that would be my most anticipated.
Well, that's meant to be in this
new collection,
2, isn't it?
Yeah, or even Metroid Prime
4,
2 and 3, but 4's coming out.
Yeah, 4's meant to be this year. Could see that maybe being a launch title for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Another one we've probably forgot about this is Hades 2. It's coming out in early access this year, so that's probably going to be a Steam Deck native game for me.
Yeah.
Be excited for that.
Yeah. Hades, I liked it, but I wasn't like
I really liked
it when I first played it. I don't know. I know you loved it, but Lost Crown tomorrow. Bought it.
Is that tomorrow? That is tomorrow because with the early access, so it is. Yeah.
Like I love Metroidvanias. People are talking this really highly. Like,
yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Bit torn on where I'm going to play it. Like, it's 120. on my TV upstairs, or do I just play it on the deck? And I've tried it on the portal, and it wasn't the greatest experience, which we'll talk on a bit later on. But yeah, I've said last year, I was like, that's one of my most anticipated. But the demo kind of made me go like, maybe not. But I just think I need to play it from the start and give it a go.
At all.
Yeah.
I think
But it-
I mean
Yeah,
it'd be sexy in 120 like on the OLED, but at the end of the day it's 60's fine like for a wee Metroidvania, like, to be honest.
they're perfect on handheld as well. That's why I like
yeah,
them.
from playing Dread last year, like.
What else is coming? Obviously, there's still a lot. Obviously,
I mean,
Xbox have Hellblade.
Xbox have Avowed as well, which we're going to talk about. I'm actually pretty excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
What else do they have? Indiana Jones maybe this year. Apparently it's coming this year if it's in this developer direct. That's one I don't know, because that's what I said the other day. Like, I've never watched an Indiana
How have
Jones.
you never watched fucking Indiana Jones?
It's never
Disney Plus.
And it's never appealed to me.
Oh, it's brilliant. Watch it with the kids.
But
Indy's amazing. Absolutely phenomenal show.
I'm hoping the game will maybe look good enough to make me go and watch the movies and actually get excited for it.
You know who made it?
Yes, wasn't it George Lucas and
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. So, do you know how I know that? From the South Park episode with them fucking molesting Indiana Jones.
Jesus Christ!
That's actually how I know that.
But yeah, it's a great film. The series of them is amazing.
Apparently the new ones aren't great though.
I haven't really seen the new one. Not really bothered with that. Three, which came out like 2008. It was old as fucking that, and that was 14 years ago. And then they make the new one, or 16 years ago at this stage.
It's like,
but
late 70s, 80s now, isn't it?
I know, he's fucking old as fuck. But anything else you're excited for?
Not that I can think off the top of my head. I think this year's going to be a wee bit more timid, like, compared to last year. Last year was just probably one of the best, if not the best years in gaming. Like, when you look at the lineup of everything that came out.
Nothing got a 5, mate. Nothing got a 5.
I mean, there's from us, from us, like. But I mean, when you look at the actual pedigree of the games that came out from January till December, like, phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to Last of Us, mate, as well. You know what?
Oh my!
Really? You've played it recently. I haven't played it since 2020. So
that's the issue. I played it. I think it was 2022. Maybe I played that.
Yeah, it's too soon for you. You've ruined it.
It might be too soon.
Will this be the year that you fucking play Red Dead Redemption 2?
You know what? I seen someone on Twitter earlier, and I was actually going to message in. I'm getting the urge to play Red Dead here.
What's stopping? Like, what is stopping you? Is it you just hoping for a 60 FPS patch?
I'm kind of giving up hope, like, at the minute.
Because you have to understand, like, that's like someone saying, I just haven't played GTA 5, and you're like, yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Like, I could play it on the deck with Moonlight, but it's just hassle turning the computer on. It's just fucking hassle. It would be absolutely stunning, like, on it, 90 FPS OLED.
Have you tried it on the PlayStation?
I did. I tried it on the portal, and it was very, very playable. Like, very playable. Because I think you'll find that there with handheld as well. Like, even the likes of Bloodborne, when I stuck it on, that's what game I'm going to be doing this year, and I think I'll be doing it handheld, 100%.
The moment you beat Red Dead, they'll just release a 60 FPS patch.
100%.
It's stopping me kind of wanting to play it as well, but Red Dead's something I'm going to take my time with, because I do know the story when I do play it. Like,
it's due. Stuck it up there the other day about games, with the mod things. I ran at 60 flawless.
But Witcher, I was supposed to go back to The Witcher, and every time I try and put The Witcher on, I'm like, no, it's too hard. But it's just the fucking, you're in for a big epic game, that's why. But Red Dead, if you haven't played the second one, play that. But I want to go back and going to play the Metal Gears as well. So that's kind of my plan this year, is the Metal Gear series again, Kingdom Hearts series, all of them, which I'll talk about in a bit. Fantastic. I just love playing older shit, right?
You'll probably fucking convince me to play the Metal Gears, like you've done with Final Fantasy.
Phenomenal.
For gaming wise, for my goals this year, like, in terms of older games that I do want to play, it's probably Bloodborne, probably a lot of the Souls games.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of just film the library with them all, like, just to finish them.
Right, so item 1 of news this week: rumors suggest Xbox is bringing more games to Nintendo Switch and PS5. So over the past few days, rumors began to swirl that Microsoft is once again exploring bringing first-party Xbox games to competing platforms. With the Activision Blizzard deal in the bag, I should say, Microsoft is effectively becoming one of the biggest third-party publishers on PlayStation and Steam already, with games like Call of Duty, Minecraft, Diablo, etc. distributed wholly under the Microsoft umbrella. This latest rumor mill doesn't pertain to that, though. A few days ago, Nate the Hate suggested on the podcast that an acclaimed Game of the Year worthy Xbox exclusive will become imminently available on a competing console platform. It has a good track record for accuracy in the past, which created a groundswell of speculation over what game it could possibly be. Lowly 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 also backed up the claims recently. The fuck's
I
called
was
that?
waiting. That's actually the name of them.
Lolly Lally Loo, I think it's called, or something like
Yeah,
that. So these guys do a podcast and we're talking about it. They are leakers or whatever, but someone says in a reply saying High Five Rush available on Nintendo Switch. That's my bet. They replied, and you'll win. So the poster in question also has a strong record for accurate information, particularly pertaining to Microsoft's collaboration with Atlas on Persona and Xbox Game Pass. So, do you think that Xbox is making a push to go more third party?
I think with certain games, it's definitely looking that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if it's good. I mean, like we've said it before, even last year, quite a few times. Like it would be phenomenal just to have one console and everything's on it. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, if they start doing this here, then it kind of renders the Xbox console useless.
Well, to me, this kind of started doing that anyway when they went PC as well, then date.
Yeah, I know for PlayStation's going after the leaks from Insomniac there, as PlayStation is trying to go more PC as well in the future with their kind of PS Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, it makes sense after a year to do it for them money wise, but for the Xbox console as a whole, it's just for the Xbox console as a whole. It just kind of feels like a wee bit of a kick in the balls if you go and buy one.
It's different. It's very like inconvenient having two consoles because you built a library elsewhere and then maybe you're on your Xbox for a bit and then you want to go on your PlayStation, vice versa. It's like, yes, it would be great to have kind of one system for everything, but like you don't want a monopoly either. You know, I know like Kieran hopes for the demise of PlayStation. He hopes it's fucking burns to death and Jim Ryan dies and his family dies because he's just so loyal to Xbox and for what reason. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I actually
another one was Sea of
always
Thieves
do it.
as well. Like that's another one that quite a few people, Jess Gordon stuff, went to Central. He actually kind of backed that up as well. That they have been looking into it. They don't know whether they've changed their mind on it, but the Sea of Thieves was one that was
Should
rumored
do
up for PlayStation. Which
I think it's
see games like that, it makes sense to the likes of this Hellblade 2 or no, not sorry, Helldivers 2 for PlayStation. It's come to the PC day and date. It's the first time they've kind of done that there. That stuff should be everywhere. Just put that on Xbox as well.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to get your money from. Like if Sea of Thieves comes to PlayStation and Switch, I mean the amount to put more players like add to that game, and it'll just add more content to the game.
That makes sense. Like I actually think that even PlayStation, it doesn't make any sense. We have a
Sea of Thieves on a DualSense would be absolutely incredible. Like feeling the waves on the DualSense and the cannon fire and all that kind of stuff would be fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
I hope that happens.
I even like obviously with Bungie staying multi-platform, you'll probably find that
might change.
It just might.
That might
change.
change.
They'll not go
it's the thing because you know the way they're in like pretty so much trouble. They're like fucking 45% behind where they should be in terms of finances. If they get to a certain level or something like that of underperformance, Sony can do a full takeover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's kind of the way things are looking right now. And once they do a full takeover, then that renders out them being able to stay third party in their agreement.
Yeah.
So
I think with Sony, like obviously with Sony, a lot of people like I don't think they haven't had the first party maybe isn't hitting as hard as I would have liked. But Sony's always been to me like they have obviously The Last of Us, they have good franchises, but it's mainly the third party exclusives that's kind of done it. Like I always find Metal Gear is synonymous with PlayStation with me, and even Kingdom Hearts and all that's just growing up. But
yeah, same with like Crash Bandicoot and stuff. Like when you even though Xbox own them now, when I think of Crash, I think of the PlayStation. Spyro, the PlayStation.
Yeah. When you think of Bungie, you think of Xbox, PlayStation on them. It's fucking weird.
You do, and PlayStation on them.
I mean? It's just weird, but it would be nice to have everything in one place. But like I said, I would not trust one company with that, and that's the truth of it.
And that's why I've mainly moved over to PlayStation, as not only because we game share and it's just we save so much money on it, but it's like why we've got the PS5 Pro coming out, we've got this new rumored Xbox coming out, and it's meant to just be a revision. It's meant to just be like 2 terabytes, diskless, but no
updated.
Yeah, so like
kind of thing.
yeah, so like no power upgrade. So like I'm not going to want to play there 100%. So why should I invest there? I want to play where it's going to look better, like GTA 6 coming out 2025. If there's not a new Xbox out on par, like PlayStation's going to be the best place to play it, and that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's massive.
The Xbox or Microsoft, that's a software company. Like, do you know what I mean? It's always been. That's why the Windows is on every. You make the device, we'll put your or Windows on it, for example.
Yeah, like
But,
if they went third party, they would be one of the biggest third parties out there. Like when you
and
look
what do
at
you do with
their
PlayStation? You don't
catalog
want
now.
them being PlayStation just turning cunts.
That's the thing. PlayStation are already a bit of a cons now already because they are the market leader. They're the one that
It's like
brought
Apple,
up.
the same kind of concept. You know what I mean? They're cunts, but
Yeah,
they're good
I
products.
mean,
You allow them to be cunts.
yeah, they're the Apple of consoles. Like
Yeah, don't want a
100%.
dirty Android. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. But you know what? It's funny because growing up, like even in my early 20s, I was Android, I was PC. I love kind of the open. I love the tinkerability and shit. But
See,
even
that
like
was the
the
same as
tech and
me.
all, it's like, you know what? I just want shit to work and I want premium kind of.
I think I fully moved over iPhone 5. That's when I moved over because I was kind of back and forth a wee bit with Android and stuff. I thought it was cool. I could get remember BBM?
Yeah, you can get that
So
on and all.
before it actually came out, I was able to get it onto the Samsung before it was even
Right.
officially released. So I thought all that kind of stuff was cool. Being able to play old games like PS1 games on the Samsung was all class. But now I just want quality and I just want it to work and do what I needed to do.
Like, I'll tell you this, and this is so funny because I know you're actually like me in this. So to take a Switch, I can play, or sorry, take a Steam Deck, I can play Switch games on it. It just feels a bit dirty.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have it on. It's like Metro Prime. It's just, I don't know. It's something nice about it being official, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It is
That's
new.
why I haven't played, and I've stuck them on. And be like, I would rather play this on the Switch, just so it's proper.
Because that's the whole thing with Animal Crossing. How do I get Lindsay's playing Animal Crossing? I was like, oh, I like to play it. And it's like I could download it and try and get it on Steam Deck. I was like, no, I don't want to though.
Yeah,
Because
I
it'll
see. I
maybe
have that in the Steam
stream
Deck and
jobs
stuff,
or it's
and it works and all that, but it just doesn't feel right. It's like I was watching the movie with the kids, Pacific Rim, the other night on Friday, and I got it on my Fire Stick, and the quality just wasn't there. So I went and paid £8 for it on Prime.
you're me all over, mate. 100%. Like
And
people like, why
I
don't you
bought
get
the
that?
second one too. I just because they were like, "Can we watch the second one?" I was like, "Oh, you can watch it tomorrow night." And I just went and bought it as well because it's just the quality. I just like quality.
Yeah, you're like me because I pay for football. What? And people are like, why don't you just get the Kindle? And I'm like, "Ugh." Sometimes there's buffering and shit. I know it's not always the way, but it's still not the same. I'm like,
Yeah,
probably
like I
should
say,
do it.
I've seen the sports and stuff on my Fire Stick and all, and there is different streams depending on your internet. You can get like full HD stream, and it does look good. It doesn't look as good as what you're going to get when you're paying for it. But when
I
I'm
just pay
watching a
for it.
movie, when I'm watching something like Pacific Rim, where you want it to actually look pop,
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
make it look class, like you're just going to. Even the kids were like, "Oh fuck, this is way better." I was like, "Yeah, see, you pay for quality."
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, so even the PlayStation 1 having the kind of the PS1 games and all on it, I'm like, I like that rather than just using a fucking dodgy EPSXE and all. So you are like me in that sense, but I think PlayStation just, for me,
It looks
everything's
so
already
good.
there.
See, it looks so good. I was actually going to Massey's last night. I was just looking at my Slim while I was playing it. I was like, "Oh, you look good. You look fucking good."
Tell you what,
Where we
25
stand
for
now.
that stand. I happily pay for that stand because it's nice.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. Like, I'm like, you know what? I like it. I like having nice shit. It's like what we're talking to right now. My shock thing for my mic was like 40, 30 quid. It's nice. Our stands are nice. You pay for quality. That's it. So what, mate? We're just fucking nobles and Kieran's a peasant. We're joking. Yeah, moving on. So item 2, more Xbox. They're the percent a developer direct returning on January 18th. So Bobby, first and foremost, it's been a year since we recorded the Hi-Fi Rush reveal,
Yeah.
which is mad.
We've done the reacts to it. One of
I
our
think
biggest videos on TikTok, actually.
yeah. So you're about to get an exciting look at some of the incredible games ahead with Xbox as we present a new edition of Developer Direct on Thursday, January 18th at 8 p.m. UK. Fans will get an inside look at selection of highly anticipated games coming to Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Game Pass shortly after. Cinemax Online Studios will host the Elder Scrolls Online 24 global reveal, who no one cares for.
It's at
Presented
9,
by
so it means the direct's going to be a full hour, which is nice.
any word 14 supposed to come to Xbox. When's that happening?
This year, early
Do you know
this
how
year.
thoughts of going back and playing that or finishing?
you?
Like, I just could be notions. I'll go play a wee bit more and then I'll maybe play for like 50 hours and jump off again.
I think after playing Final Fantasy, I'd maybe have a better chance of playing it now.
It's fucking ropey. I don't know.
But it looked super gay whenever I was playing
No,
it
it's
before.
it's proper.
Because
It's
like
proper bowl cut.
you were
Like it
running
is.
around like a wee tiny fucking elf or something. I don't know what you were. You were some sort of midget.
It's what you thought Final Fantasy was.
Yeah, that's exactly. And
Like,
then you got
trust
me
me, that
onto
is
it.
it.
So that was
Like
actually my
fucking.
first experience with Final Fantasy, and I was like,
You're
"What
probably
the
thinking, what the
fuck?"
fuck's happened? But so the developer directs presented by the games creators themselves, offering an in-depth look at upcoming titles, how they're being created, and who's creating them. We'll visit Machine Games in Sweden to check in on their Indiana Jones games, swing by Obsidian's Irvine offices to see more from Avowed, head to Oxide Games Mirrorland, have to home to learn about Ara, History Untold, and take a trip to Cambridge, England to see Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 from Ninja Fury. Please note that while this show won't have updates on games from Activision Blizzard, you can look forward to news from those teams later this year. Bobby, before we say anything,
Hmm?
obviously we got the Steam Deck OLED, which I called the WoLED.
Yeah.
You didn't get into WoW.
No.
Is it the same concept that it's like almost cheating? Like if WoW had an official release, console release,
Yeah,
you'd be
there's
more
better
likely?
chance of me playing it. I actually said that to Kieran. Like, if this comes to console, that's where I'll have a good whack at it, where it's all just official controller support and done from the ground up.
I see what you mean as well. Like you get it working, but it's not the same.
It's not the same, like, because there's no tutorial to either. You know, you're having to try and figure out all the buttons and all yourself and kind of go through it all. Whereas, like, if that's made from the ground up, when you're actually first start, WoW, you'll be met with all the tutorials. This is how you do this. This button does this here, which is I do think it's going to come.
1 second, 1 second. Sorry. Funny enough, you mentioned that kind of support and stuff. So Sean, my mate Sean's been playing Warzone, but he started bringing his PC and mouse and playing it that way.
Really?
And he ended up looking at getting, the XM. Have you ever heard of these? Like the adapters to play everything in keyboard and mouse that's not even supported on Xbox.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I actually bought one of these. It was like 150 quid, and this was back in 2017, and it works, but it's just a faff. So
Yeah.
it's just that same thing. So it's even like World of Warcraft and all these setups. It's like it's just the faff. It's just inconvenient.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. And probably it would be nice to have WoW on a console and just be working right
I think
away.
it'll come everywhere. You know, I think it will come to PlayStation.
If it comes everywhere, I'll come everywhere. Put it that way.
I
All the
do. I
fucking
think
nice.
I know. I was thinking like it'll just be Xbox, but I think they'll just bring it everywhere because the amount of money they'll get.
Yeah, and if you hear kids screaming in the background, let me know. And they're my kids, by the way. They're not held hostage. Um, so what about the developer direct? Were you excited for anything? You mentioned Avowed, so obviously you're an Obsidian fan. You liked New Vegas.
Yeah, I love New Vegas. I know that I haven't played Outer Worlds, but it's meant to be fantastic. What they do with their actual storytelling is a lot better than Bethesda in terms of like Fallout New Vegas to Fallout 3. I liked what I've seen of it.
Not Outer Worlds, I haven't actually played.
It's meant to be class. Meant to be very, very good.
Yeah, never touched actually. I remember people being quite high on it. I think it's actually got a next gen patch as well, doesn't it? It's like 60 now.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah. It's meant to be very linear as well, like so it's not like fucking Starfield or anything. So I think that's why a lot of people like it. Same with this Avowed. It will have side quests and stuff like that there, but if you want the kind of their take on like the kind of Skyrim-esque world, then this is the one for you. But it's also in the Pillars of Eternity universe as well. Don't know if you played
Oh,
any of them.
interesting.
So
Yeah, I've
it's
tried a
actually
wee bit of that.
based in that universe. I like what I've seen with the combat and stuff and the art style. I think it's quite cool. So that's definitely one that I'm excited for to play this year.
Do you know what's mental? You mentioned Pillars of Eternity, and I went and played that once. I tried Baldur's Gate. We didn't actually mention Baldur's Gate on Game of the Year. Obviously you didn't play a lot of it. But we got it like chapter 2. That's a good game. That's one I'm probably going to try and go back to
Yeah,
at some stage. But fuck, it's a beefy game. It's a good game though. By the way, I just want to
very
mention that.
beefy, very beefy.
So see, Senua's obviously Hellblade. Have you played the first one at all?
I've played maybe about half of the first one.
Same.
It was a bit boring,
Born as fuck to me.
but what they
West Korean.
done with the actual sound design for her having like schizophrenia or whatever it is, all the voices in her head and the sounds and all, it was absolutely fantastic. And the
Mhm.
game did look great, and it's 60 on Xbox now as well. If you wanted to play it there, obviously you can play it on PC at higher fidelity. So
More
what
like a
I'm
puzzler, isn't it?
yeah, there's puzzles and there's combat, but the combat's very light. That's what a lot of people want to see. At this direct is like more combat because they've yet to actually show it properly. I think people are expecting a lot more from this game, but I think it's going to be a lot more of the same, but just improved. People are wanting like like a God of War kind of thing and all, but I don't think that's what we're getting. I think we're going to get more of her going through, like, suffering with her, whatever it is that she has, and just high, really fucking top tier graphics, like.
Do you know what
So
game I kind of link this to, even though they're not actually similar kind of at all? But A Plague's Tale. I don't know why. Don't know if they released quite similar in time, the first one or
I
what,
could
but
see
I
that.
link it. I don't know why. I'm like,
I guess maybe the main character.
being a female, I don't know. It's more like just this. It's not even the same style. It's more like kind of that same slowness, isn't it? Like even my Pig's Tail played maybe a good bit of it, and I played that, but it's not. They're not even similar. I don't know why. I just kind of in my head, I'm just kind of link them. But it's almost like that same budget style of game, like size of game almost. It's like they're good games. I know they're good, but they're not exactly. People are not saying you have to play this as a 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10 game, but
Well, the internal mock reviews are giving it in the low 90s
there you go.
so far. People actually think this is going to be released like really fucking soon after the direct. People are thinking it's going to be shadow dropped. I don't think that. I think they'll want to market it a wee bit. But they're thinking like maybe as early as March.
Yeah, I should probably play. I probably should beat the first one.
It's like 6
I'll
hours.
I'll probably do it in the obviously on remote play, but if it's only 6 hours, it's not long.
6 hours, and if you stuck on Wii mod, you can actually do like a wee bit of a speed boost as well.
Like using your Wii mods, can't
Mm.
have you speeding for everything.
Yeah.
Anything else to add? Obviously, Indiana Jones. You haven't watched the movies, but I'm very interested. But you'd mentioned there first person.
That's what came out in the leaks I'm near sure, but that could change. Them leaks were old, so it could be the first person was just a mode in it, and you could change or whatever. But no machine games obviously are very first. What is it?
I'm not against it. He has a whip, but
see, I would be against it if it didn't play the games like Dying Light 2, where they do the parkour so well in first person and things like that. So
yeah.
I think it can definitely work.
See, I think it's good to differentiate yourself though because it's going to be similar to Tomb Raider. It was inspired from Indiana Jones, and so was
Uncharted.
Fucking Uncharted. So they're so similar. I'm like, you know what? It's enough to differentiate. The fact that it was mentioned, I'm like, okay, I can actually see them doing that.
Yeah,
being machine games anyway.
but we're getting full on gameplay and stuff here, like so.
Like
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. When was Wolfenstein 2? 2017, 2018? 2017, I think.
Yeah, it was around that time, yeah. So it's been a good
You played them?
I've played the first one that they done, like the
first one, yeah. I was kind of like, Colin Moriarty loved it, but I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I played it on Xbox. I thought it was good. Like, I never went back to the second one.
I tried the second one. It was just more the same.
Todd Howard is the lead. He's like the lead kind of story narrative person on this.
Right.
Which has got a lot of people excited because this is one of his dream games to do.
There you go. There's something to talk about next week, Bobby. We'll have our actual thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is there? There's that Ara History Untold. So it's basically a strategy game, but you go through.
What Bobby was saying about, or not? Is that the one Cameron was messaging me about? It's like a role.
No, I think he was talking about something else.
Have we looked at this?
This is so it's basically a strategy game, but you're doing it like alternate history.
Oh, that's pretty cool looking.
I don't know whether it's going to be. You maybe have different kind of campaigns for. We're doing this one where like some different faction wins, and that changes the course of history, kind of thing.
Right, but, I can see it's like turns, so it's more like no, actually, I haven't looked at it. It looks a bit more like your Civ mixed in with.
Well, this is actually the guys. A lot of the people in Oxide games are the guys from like the done Civ 5 and stuff.
For Axis, isn't it? They've done them.
Yeah, so a lot of people that have a strategy pedigree, if you want to call it that.
Do you know what? I have attempted. You would obviously love Civ Rev. I have attempted Civilization too many times, and I was like,
but have you played Civilization Revolution?
No, but I mean, like, I think it's just I don't understand it properly.
That's the one that you'll understand. It is baby Civilization, and it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
it really is.
Like, that's what I mean. I'm not against it, even though I have tried it. Whereas some people might try it and think, "Oh shit!" I'm like, no,
I can't get into the other ones. 5 and 6 now. I can't get into them. They're too much. Whereas Civilization Revolution, we used to play it all the time.
Be nice in the portal, mate.
It'd be absolutely perfect on the portal, and you can actually play it if you've got not the portal, sorry, the DAC. You can play it in the DAC with the XP play because it's backward compatible. Great.
Nice. I think obviously we'll find out. We'll probably have more about all this to talk about next week rather than this week anyway. But anything else you want to add about the conference happening or the event on the 18th?
Do you think there'll be a shadow drop?
I think if now Did they show Hi-Fi Rush wasn't announced to be shown though, wasn't it not?
No. That was
So what's
Shadow
Shadow
Drop.
Drops? It wasn't even, they weren't even announced to be there, were they?
No. That was a complete
Then,
surprise. So some people are thinking it's going to be Double Fine game called Clin or something it's called.
right, I could see a Double Fine, maybe a game from them, obviously a bit smaller.
But I don't know. So because if they do this here, if they do it again, then this is going to be expected every single year that they're going to shadow drop something.
Yeah,
So I just don't know if they do it.
be nice.
I think
though.
they might
Tradition.
show something that's not on the list. But I don't know where it's going to be shadow dropped or not, because then that does build a narrative that they have to do it every year.
Yeah, but then they also did Shadow Drop with Halo. Remember that time?
The multiplayer.
I love a Shadow Drop. I love a Shadow Drop.
Be interesting.
So, item 3, Nintendo Switch 2 possibly releasing September 24. Few wee tidbits here. So, Nintendo Switch 2 console may be releasing sometime in September this year, as suggested in a new press release from Game Shark Upgrade AI Shark. Naturally, there have been countless rumours floating around the potential Switch 2 release date. Nintendo haven't officially confirmed anything. Update though, Jason Schreier had tweeted that an AI Shark spokesperson responded to them, explained they were just guessing, but this could simply be damaging control. AI Shark's full press release mentions that their new software's official launch is planned to coincide with the Nintendo Switch 2 in September 24. Who is AI Shark?
I think it's like a new company.
So these are guys who obviously do releasing, but I think we are getting the Switch 2 this year, 2024, 7 years. Obviously, a lot of people are obviously Nintendo's kind of games are starting to die down in terms of what they're announcing. September 24.
I can see it.
Now they announced the Switch in a September launch, so maybe.
And then
they
it launched in what?
March 17th. Mm-hmm.
I would like to see an announcement soon.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
So, but towards March area, I would like to see an announcement of it, so we can kind of get an idea when it's going to come. I think it makes sense to launch this with September because it would be out of the way of the PS5, because I would say it's going to be sort of October, November time.
We've talked about Switch 2 like countless times on this show. Like I don't think we can add too much on it, but
exciting to see just what it is. There's so many rumors floating about of kind of what kind of tech is. I think the latest one there was like 120 hertz and stuff like that there. It's 100% going to be an LCD screen. I'm telling you now, you're not getting an OLED with this.
1080?
I would like to see 1080 120. I think that'd be a real big improvement.
Don't get 120.
But I don't think we're getting OLED. I think that's going to be further down the line.
And see 120 either.
Be nice, but give me 60 on it.
Upgrades like Mario Odyssey. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like give me 1080 60, because you look at even the difference on the Portal when you see the resolution bump.
Oh, but we'll get into the Portal in the deck. Well, I want to compare them. But
let me
ask you this. Right, so a few things. We're going to ask you just quick fire because I want to dwell too much on it because we've talked about it so many times in the past. But right, so backwards compatible, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, I agree. I mean, yes. Obviously, they've done this for many years. So we've got backwards compatibility. Do we have launch games? Metroid Prime 4. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. I have a prediction. Mario, open world 3D game.
Yeah, I think that's a start.
Fully open world.
Start. Yeah. The next the Odyssey sequel.
Mushroom Kingdom, fully open.
Mario Kart 8.
Fuck. That's a big. I would be absolutely. Well, Mario Kart 8's already out. Mario Kart 9, you mean?
No, I mean Mario Kart 8.
Oh, fuck off. They're going to make a new Mario Kart.
I swear to God. I think they're counting internally as all this DLC that's Mario Kart 9.
Fuck
I
me.
think there'll be a Mario Kart 8 on it. I think there'll be a new Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom on it. New version that you have to pay the full price for. There's going to be no upgrade system.
I was thinking this earlier when I was washing my balls in the shower.
Lovely.
We haven't got a port of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, which got HD remasters. And a part of me's thinking either they're going to do it this year when it's a bit quieter, or do they do a remake?
Full on remake?
Full on remake, Wind Waker.
Nah, I couldn't see Nintendo doing that. You look at what they gave us with fucking that Mario All Stars thing, 64 and all. It was literally just ports of it.
But if they're
And they
looking
were
for a big
like,
heavy hitter game,
they were like, here, you have like fucking 3 months to buy this year before we take it off the store.
but you have to look at what was it, Link's Awakening? They remade that, so they're not against remaking now. And I'm thinking either do we get an Ocarina of Time, which would be massive. That's gonna be a huge release. Do you get what I mean? Like even an Ocarina of Time they remade it for 3D, they kind of updated visuals and all. But do we get something like that? If we're gonna get something Zelda that's a mainline Zelda game from the past, remade or remastered, I would definitely assume. And it's not going to be just a HD port. I think it's going to be pretty substantial.
That'll be good. I think the lineup's going to be phenomenal for the Switch too. Like the launch lineup. I think it's going to be a heavy hitter. Like
Animal Crossing. I don't think you'll get a new one of that. Well, you may know Animal Crossing. This will be its 4th year. That came out in March 2020. Then the one before that was on 3DS, which would have been around 2013. So they take their time. So I don't think we'll get an Animal Crossing then. But so I'm excited. Switch 2. There you go. Oh, for fuck's sake! I didn't realize there's more news about Indiana Jones.
well,
I'm just going to wait.
I think I will just touch on it briefly because I did link that to item too.
Yeah, all right. Sorry.
It's just the name, pretty much.
It's going to be Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Yeah, it's a fucking stupid name.
I don't get why they would call it that. Maybe it's fucking George Lucas and Steven Spielberg fingering him or something. The Circle.
Yeah, Great Circle. No idea.
Yeah. I'm not even reading anything about that. We'll find out on Thursday.
Yeah, it's just pretty much there's loads of domains that they've filed for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle game. So that's pretty much what it's going to be called.
Right. So we'll get into what we've been playing because I want to talk to you anyway. Right. So me and Bobby, we bought the Steam Deck, and what happened is I don't know what actually happened. I was playing with Steam Deck and I was playing a lot of older games, primarily like the Pokemon games, getting into them, and then I ended up trying something called Moonlight, which streams your PC to your deck. And I've tried remote play in the past, and it was always over wireless, or it was like with a Ethernet cable, and it worked, but it was never perfect. So I wasn't really a big believer, but something happened, and anyway, I'm hugely into it. And I tried something called Jackie for Deck, which kind of worked. It wasn't as good as my Moonlight streaming, which was giving me 90 hertz or 90 FPS, but it ended up being that Jackie for Deck got a patch in mid-November or late November, which gives like HDR. It's extremely stable, and performance has been absolutely phenomenal. Bobby got the same. We upgraded our routers. Bobby convinced me to get the Portal. Bobby actually brought his Portal round to me when I was playing Fantasy 16 to try. The experience wasn't great, but I wasn't fully wired. Now I am. I got my Portal. I'm disappointed in a way, but you're extremely happy. So can we get it on record? Bear in mind, you're having to let everyone know this, how well it works. So people might have an OLED deck. So it's your word on it. Bobby, you told me that without doubt, your Portal is 100%. Is that true?
I have no idea. I haven't looked.
What do you mean you haven't looked?
I haven't played it in weeks.
Do you know, like, it's playable? Like, it is actually playable, the Portal.
It's not something that I noticed anyway before. I think if I played it now and it was there, I would notice it. But I haven't been on it. If I go on and I check it and it's there, I'll notice it like straight away because I can notice it when you're pointing it out in your video. But I think just moment to moment, when I was playing it before, I didn't notice it.
So my deck is honestly like you actually bring up the reader. You can see drops on the deck, but it's so rare. It's fully like it's so night and day. Now I can happily play in the Portal, but you can see the drops a lot more, and I'm very sensitive to it.
Yeah.
But there's benefits here. So the Portal screen is so much better. I actually think the Portal, even though you're doing it over 1080p, I actually think the Portal is probably getting a higher image quality, and I'm pretty sure what's happening is on the Portal, it will maintain the image quality a lot more than it will on the deck. I think if the deck is struggling, what it'll do, it'll change the image quality on the fly, but it's usually in busy scenes, so you don't notice it too much. Yeah. But my deck's been perfect. Have you been playing a lot of remote play on the deck?
It's been shit for me the past 2 nights. I've tried it.
Right. So it's just
stuttering. Yeah. I just don't know what. Like that video I sent you last night, that was after 10 minutes. That was me downstairs. So like it's right beside the reader.
Those handshakes basically, because that will. I don't know too much. I know your schedule, but that supposedly will. Because I was reading into it for you, trying to see, and it's like, well, that's even though it is an extension, it's almost like I said, passing the baton. It's kind of going, okay, well, here's this information. So it's
the issue is with that is for me. Then that means I can't really play it upstairs.
So you're different. I haven't been upstairs.
What?
I haven't even been up
Yeah,
there.
well, see, the 5 gigahertz band
It's
doesn't.
so yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't reach that far compared to 2.4. So if I do say I did turn them off and I went upstairs, I'm getting a low signal for it compared to
Even
the
on
2.4.
2.4.
No, 2.4 I could connect to. It's the five gigahertz band just doesn't reach nowhere near as far as
No, I know what
2.4.
you mean. Is 2.4 that detrimental though? Compared, I know it is in theory, but I mean,
I don't know.
see with the remote play, and this is something I keep on saying. It's not so much the speeds of everything; it's the packet loss really, and the connection. As long as it's somewhat decent,
Yeah.
because even 2.4, you'll still be getting 200
I'm
megabytes.
gonna try it. Like because I do want to play. Like I mean, I paid fucking 480 quid for the deck. Like I do want to play on it, and I can connect my wireless earbuds to it. I can't do that with the portal. So I am gonna keep fiddling about with it because I do want it to work.
Mate, I'll be playing my deck and going, I want my portal, and I'll be playing my portal, and I'm like playing it. The screen's great. Like if my portal ran like my deck, I'd be playing there. That's the truth of it. I just prefer it.
I do think they will update it. I really do. With the bitrate, I know the bitrate's like 7, and caps at 11 or something like that. But I do think that was them putting
Made
that
it's
in, that
mental.
cap in, just to make it. Because obviously people with better internet, if they have the option, they're going to choose the high. Or if people with shitty internet, if they get the option to see, even if it was a high, medium, or low bit rate, they're going to choose the high to try and get the better quality, and they're not going to get it, and then they're going to give off.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
I think it'll happen.
so I'm on the Reddit page, and I mean, there's people who are like, I really like the device, but I can see the lag, and people are like down voting them, and like
Yeah.
they do not want any negativity on it. Like it is insane because people are uploading videos, and I'm seeing the stutter, and then everyone's in the chat going, "There's no stuff and stutter," and I'm like, how can no one see this? Like it's pretty bad at stages. Like, but I just think it's
Well,
like
I
people
seen
back in
it
the day
like
going, "There's no difference."
when you
30 to
sent it
60.
in. Yeah, that was see. I didn't know the difference until 2020 when I started playing on a PC.
See these cunts. What'll happen is it'll get patched and fixed, and then people will be like, this is the way. This is amazing." And it's
Yeah.
like, no, you don't see. Like if this was my first experience, I would be so high on it. But because I went from Chiaki,
Yeah.
where you see it flawless, and it's like, but
Do you want to get
yeah,
there's even that fucking port forwarding that you were pretending you done yesterday? That's an idea. That's
yeah, you
actually
can on router. You can prioritize the traffic. I done that this morning. So if you go into your router, we obviously got the TP links from we were using BT Smart Hubs. You can click in and it'll say the client, so it'll actually say like
do you do that on your phone app or do you have to
you
do
do
it
it
on
on
the
your phone
computer?
app, yeah. So it doesn't tell you which is which on ours, but I can go in and go, okay, well this one used 10 gig yesterday.
Well, I done a
That's
manual.
what
I manually set the PS5 to static yesterday, so the IP never changes.
Oh, okay.
Nice. You would know that if you actually watched the video on port forwarding like I did yesterday.
Why would I
Uh,
watch a video for it?
yeah, so I
What
went
is
and
that?
watched the video,
Yeah,
so
for,
I know how to do it. But one of the options as well before you actually do the port forwarding is to set your IP to a static IP so it doesn't change. So I
mhm.
actually boost the connection for the PS5 because it's not changing at all. Just that
Fair
one
enough.
IP. So it means I know what IP that is, so I can go in. If it does it show the IPs on the app? Is that what it works?
I don't know. I can't even
If it
remember,
does,
but
then I'll be able to know what is the PS5.
well, the thing is, right? So people are saying, "Oh, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown's fantastic on it," and I'm trying it, and I'm like, "This is not fantastic." And in my head, I'm going, "Is it my connection?" And then every video I'm watching, like anyone online playing, I'm like, "No, you have the lag," and they're like, "It's so great." But my deck, mate, it's honestly native. Like I'm like, "This is so fucking good." But yeah, there you go. At least I kind of know it's maybe yours is working. I don't know, but
I didn't
I
notice it.
can't.
I'm just like I've just been winding up for the past like 2 weeks, saying it's
Yeah,
perfect.
that's
I
why I
haven't
went
played it.
before,
Like I
like,
genuinely haven't played it.
why not?
I mean, well, I was doing it on Final Fantasy VII, but that's not a game you'll notice anything on.
Oh
Like,
no, to see anything like that, it's fine.
yeah, like stuff like that. There,
It's
I wouldn't
actually, yeah,
notice it. And to be honest,
yeah.
that's kind of the only game I've really been playing. I've played on the portal over the past 2 weeks.
And to be fair, see, the more you play on it, you get accustomed to it. Like it's like going to a 30 FPS game. You do eventually get accustomed to it. But
Yeah,
when you go onto the deck, because I'm happy enough to play how it is and jump back and forth. But every time I go on the deck after, I'm like, fuck me.
yeah.
But
The OLED obviously is nice. I think there's advantages and disadvantages. Like you've got the big screen on the portal, you've got the nice comfort of a DualSense,
it's
and the
just
haptics and
and it's
stuff like that.
official. But that screen size is
It's
for how
nice, like isn't it?
small it is. It's
Oh, I had the Steam Deck.
Like in theory, how small the screen size is, the jump is it's incredible in person.
Yeah, that's just because it's 800p, and they kind of have to ratio it down to
It's like
720.
16:10 instead of
Yeah,
16:9 ratio. But no,
both good,
so
both good.
we'll get into what we've been playing. So I obviously started playing Final Fantasy VII because remake coming out. So I wanted to replay that. Played it in the Portal, or play it on the deck. Great time with it. Played Crisis Core. Great time with it. Played 9. Great time with it. So what made you decide to play Fantasy VII? By the way, was it me? Because Kieran thinks it was him, but ask
I
Kieran.
think it was just a mixture of both of you just kind of pushed me on to play it, and
Mm-hmm.
just says, you know what, fuck it, I'll play it in handheld. I've got the Portal, I've got the deck. I'll play it in handheld. I'll see, how I get on with it. Was it a struggle? Absolutely,
Really,
absolutely. It was a
really, you didn't
struggle.
really.
It was just so dated. The gameplay, it was more the movements. There was a lot of scenes where you're having to do like a wee bit of, climbing and going down ladders and jumping across and hopping across and things like that. It was just a wee bit fucking tedious to try and do. That was just the gameplay back then. Like
Yeah.
the battles and
But,
all, great turn based, active turn based, fantastic. Love that. Story,
no,
fantastic.
we lose boost. We use boost. So I do
Yeah,
think
I
absolutely
couldn't
you
play it without them.
lose. And this is a problem with them. So I would have been happy enough if the boost was 3 times speed only. But what it does is it has like an active time battle system. So you can change it to weight, by the way, but I'll explain in a second. So the enemies will always attack you no matter what.
Yeah,
So it's not like turn based. So it's not like you go and then I go. Whereas when I played the Pokemon games, I had the speed boost on, but I was still playing the combat. So I still got the benefit of actually leveling up my characters. So you still kind of get that. With that, you can't really do the speed boost without doing the cheats because you'll just get fucking hit 10 times by the time you do one because you're trying
yeah.
to pick out your options.
I had
You
the
can do
the
where you,
Chocopo fucking run the way on me for about half an hour.
yeah.
I
But
did take the boost off, but the bastard still ran away by the time I put out one of the wee things for them.
so 7, 8, and 9, how I'll have that. 9, you can turn off encounters and you can level to level 89 right away. You definitely lose stuff doing it this way, by the way. But 10, you'd have to do the deck version, PC version. It has the speed boost, but that's totally turn based. So that you could do it in that and enjoy it. And then 12 has the boom boost as well. So I think with you probably like X a lot more. But
Yeah.
so you actually really enjoyed the story of Fantasy 7?
Yeah, I really did like the story. I think, like I also said, like if I played this back in the day, I would 100% be
Oh yeah,
doing
100%.
absolutely everything in the game.
You'd have a bowl cut.
I'd be walking
You
around
watch
full
the how
time.
Karen. Both together, wanking over Tifa.
But I think, yeah, like you said, it's not being able to play it properly does kind of, well, it's not that we can't play it properly. It's just nobody has time for that shit.
Oh, it goes to 15
Um,
FPS in the cutscene or the combat and all, mate. It's terrible.
I
It's
like it's just it's not playable now like that there. Like I would love a remake of it, like in that
mm-hmm.
style.
Yeah.
And no boost options. I would play that.
Pokemon was fun though with the boost because it was you were doing like I said, see that you get that benefit of like leveling up and shit. You get that, whereas it feels a bit dirty when you're doing it on the fantasy because that's not the way it's meant to be played, and there's a lot kind of hidden fucking bosses and shit.
Yeah.
But you watched Advent Children? Were you a fan of that?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. Very anime. I know it is an anime, but it was very like the battles and stuff like that there, the music hitting was very up my street.
So what are you doing now then? What's next on the agenda? What are you playing? You've
Well,
lost Crown tomorrow. You
I've
going to do
lost count
that?
tomorrow. I've been playing a wee bit of 16, but I just don't know what it like.
Oh
I
my
really don't.
god.
Like I ran around last night and it was just a fetch quest and it was back and forth, collecting fucking chocobo eggs to make something for a fucking boat.
I want to put it on record that I fucking hate this game. I give it another go, and I got 5 hours from the end and just give up. I fucking hate it. I hate it so much.
It's very, like you said, it's very MMO. See, when you're actually having a conversation with somebody that's not a cutscene, you're just standing there kind of lifeless, and the other
It's an
guy's just
MMO,
talking.
yeah. It's
And that is
fucking
MMO. And see, if even if you have like an item to give to somebody, it makes you select the item. Like that's an MMO,
yeah.
you know.
I'm not. I really don't like it.
But
Um,
I do like the characters and I do like the story and the actual proper like set pieces are class. Like when you actually go to the area that you're meant to be in for the main part and then building up to the fight, phenomenal. But it's just
yes.
all the fluff in between. It's just not needed. This game
Highs
would
are
be,
high and the lows are low. That's the problem with it.
yeah, it would
Jason's all over
be
the place.
a way better game if all that was out or just optional.
Like if you take Fantasy 7, for example, it is quite like there's no real lulls almost. Like maybe you might disagree with me, but I don't think there's stories kind of always progressing. You're not fucking like that annoyed me even remake when it did bring up the like side stuff, and I was like, what's this here for?
Yeah.
Just be story non-stop. But
You don't need it. You don't need all that padding. Like just like a game is just so much better when it just gets to the point.
yeah.
Like if all that stuff's optional, then fair enough. But you just don't need to be doing all that shit. It doesn't add any stuff. Like me doing the fetch quest last night on 16 didn't add anything to the story for me. Didn't add. It just made me not want to play the game.
Oh, it was shite. I mean, honestly, like Kieran had said to me, he was like, once you get to Bahamut, you'll see it gets so much better.
Kieran
got
said
that.
this from the start.
Yeah.
Once you get to this bit, once you get to the first big fight, it all kicks off. Once you get to the next fight here, it all kicks off. Oh no, see after this fight, this is when it gets good.
Yeah. Only thing I said to you is that with the original Final Fantasy VII, the only part that kind of I remember specifically kind of piquing my interest was when Genova escapes and they see the blood. And I was like, and that's where the game kind of turns from a boring fucking depressing slum to like, oh, well, there's actually something happening here.
Yeah,
but
I see it didn't do that for me. But as a child, yes, that would be like, oh, holy
and
shit!
blood at war, like fucking guy in the sword is back. I'm like, what's going on? But yeah, 16. I just think it's a fucking shite game. I think it's just fucking boring as hell. Clive's a fucking drab as well. Clive's not too bad. I'm only joking about him.
I actually do. I didn't like him at the start, but I do like him. I think the voice actors, like the acting, is phenomenal.
But yeah, are you gonna go beat it then?
I am. I don't know
When?
I think it's literally I'm just gonna be chipping away at it because my enjoyment of the game just kind of after doing a fight, and I know there's going to be a ton of fetch quests to do, and that's when I kind of need to do fucking half an hour sessions.
Mate, see with 7 remake, I was wanting to get a beat before Lost Crown, and I was playing it, and I was going to bed, and I was like, I felt like I just wasted time. Like, I'm not enjoying playing it, and it's like, right, you only have fucking one life. Why am I playing this right now if I'm not happy? So I went and started Kingdom Hearts 1, and I loved Kingdom Hearts 1. That was like the first. See, growing up, I would have watched a lot of my mates play games rather than play it myself. Like, I would went to their house and watched them play, like Resident Evil and Silent Hill and shit. And I loved all doing that. So I think Kingdom Hearts is the one that properly got me. And I'm playing that, and I'm doing everything. Like, I'm trying to like level up. I'm doing all this here. I'm fucking having a blast with it. So I think if you're not enjoying it, stop. But with yourself, you have a month until Rebirth. Will Rebirth come out and probably entice you? That's the thing. Now you sent in actually want to touch on this. You sent in the world map. You said it put you off.
Yeah.
It depends what it's filled with. That's the thing. It's like I don't know yet.
I'm not an open world gamer anymore. Like I'm just not. It takes a really good one to get me hooked.
Yeah.
But I think like if I'm going to do remake, I think I need to do it soon because I think I need to kind of stretch it out as far away as possible from Rebirth as I can. So don't get fatigued from it.
Different. Like remake is quite linear. Like it is actually it's very linear in the grand scheme of things. Like you'll go section to section, but there's parts in remake where it's a screen in fucking the original, and then it's a segment in this. It's like it's just padded.
Yeah.
But they took a 4 hour or 4 to 6 hour area, made it a 40-hour game. But there's enough changing in it. And to be fair, it's not a 40. Like you'll beat it probably 20 hours on easy mode. But I'd probably making you put you off on it. Is the truth of it.
See, I need to try. I mean, if nothing else to play apart from we've got Prince of Persia tomorrow. We've got Suicide Squad sort of the start of February. There's tagging in. I don't know whether you're that or not. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna hold off. I think The Last of Us Part 2 I'm going to do. I plan on that. But the only thing is, I'm actually enjoying Kingdom Hearts so much that I'm like, do I stop for Prince of Persia or what to do? 'Cause I'll be honest, like I'm having a blast with it. Like
I think that's maybe one you could do as well as Prince of Persia.
Yeah, do both. Back and forth. But I'm going to play more of that today anyway. And then Prince of Persia's tomorrow. We'll have that. And then, so actually we'll get in that games this week. So Prince of Persia, the early access edition's tomorrow, but the official release is the 18th. So it's like an extra $5 for the early edition. You get tomorrow. So yeah. I was correct, wasn't I? You were wrong. You said 75.
75 for what?
Metacritic?
No.
You said 75, low 80s.
I never changed it. I was like fucking 82
just change
or something.
Wait there. You can't just change it because I said, well, it wouldn't be
You asked me, you texted me. Like the morning of the reviews, have you changed your mind?
What did it? Oh, well, I did actually, fair enough. Did you play the Prince of Persia games?
No.
Oh, I love them. Oh, they were fantastic. So Let me just see what it's actually sitting at. I think it's actually lower now, to be fair. I think it was 87 for a while. Yeah, it's an 86.
Oh, there we go then. That's spot on.
Not as high as what I was thinking to make it, but it's the Raymond guys, so 86 is very good. But I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about it.
Let's be honest, like
and then
86 is a great score, like for Metacritic.
I know, we've just been picky these days, haven't we? We've been spoiled.
So almost
All
got
World is
90s.
coming out.
Pal World. So that's that Pokemon Guns game. It's coming to early access for Xbox, PC, and also on Game Pass.
What the fuck?
I'm going to try it. I know Kieran's kind of quite high on it. Like, I'm going to try it. I'll give it a go and see what the crack is with it anyway.
Pokemon with guns. So fight, farm, build, and work alongside mysterious creatures called pals in this completely new multiplayer open world survival and crafting game.
This was shown, I think, at Summer Game Fest, Jeff Keighley show.
Interesting. Not before we actually wrap up anyway, you were playing a game with Lethal Company. How did that go? Did you enjoy playing it?
Oh, that was great. Yeah, I'm definitely going to play more of that there. So it's kind of your 4 people kind of think like Phasmophobia style, but it's not ghosts or anything. Very low quality in terms of the graphics and stuff. I think it's made by like one person or a couple of people.
Right.
You have 3 days to go into different moons, and there's like these bases on the moons you have to go in and you just try and scavenge for stuff. It could be it could be just pointless stuff, like it's like fucking bolts and axles and just metal and things like that there, and bring it back to your ship. But in there's different creatures, aliens kind of thing that can try and kill you. Where the game shines is the voice chat, the proximity chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is fucking. It's so hilarious and funny. The way it works, like, so there's these aliens things that can jump on your head as well. And when they jump on your head, your voice just goes all muffled, like because when you're just trying to talk. So like Kieran was sitting, he got one in his head, sitting trying to talk, and that's all you could hear until you try and hit it off. There's jumps and all you have to make to try and jump over to different platforms. If you jump and you miss it, you'll just hear me like going, "Oh fuck," and the voice just cuts off completely. It's a bit of crack. Early
Is
access.
it like phobia?
No, it's not like you don't have anything to do really apart from go into these buildings and try and make quota. You'll have like a budget you have to try and get. So say like when you're first starting, it'll maybe be like, right, okay, in 3 days we need you to make $300 worth of stuff. We need you to find it. So what you'll do is you'll go in, you'll scavenge as much as you can before it gets too late. Because if it gets too late, bigger things start to come out and you can just get killed completely. Then you end the day, go back down. You can go back down to the same planet if you want. You can go to a different one. So you have 3 days to meet the quota. Bring all the stuff to the hub world, if you want to call it that, there where you sell it all, to make the quota, and then you level up and things like that.
Sounds like you and Kieran game. I think you love it. That's
oh fuck. We were almost on English Boy like the first night we played it, and it was absolutely phenomenal. First night we tried it, like I would say within the first half an hour, both of us were debating whether to get a refund.
Really?
Once we kind of got into the loop and the actual proximity chat of it all, it's so much fun. I'll definitely be playing a lot more of it. Like,
there you go. There's a wee shout out. And then last game out this week, January 19th, Last of Us Part 2 Remaster, which I will be playing this year. I tried to play it when we get the 60 FPS patch, but I got into, is it Seattle you go into?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Where do you go in? Where's it set? Is it Seattle?
I'm near sure Seattle is the first place you go. Could be wrong, like, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's kind of where I got to. And then with Dina and the guitar playing bit.
Yeah. That's great. I think it's a £10 upgrade, but I can't get it yet until it actually releases. So once it's released, I'll upgrade it.
There you go. So that's us, Bobby. All done this week. If you want to follow Bobby, if you look on x.com, it's SnapBlastPro. That's Kieran. No. Ready Up Pod. But look, that's it.
Ready Up Games.
Ready Up Games. Sorry.
On
Ready Up
Twitter and Ready Up Games NI on TikTok.
There you are. Going to be TikTok up this week as well.
And readyyuppod@gmail.com if you have any questions you want to ask.
Happy days. I was going to do something on the questions, but I totally forgot. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Anything to add, Bobby?
No, it's good to be back. Looking forward to next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.